Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, May 23rd, and the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan. Let's have a great Friday. Logan, we went 1-1 yesterday. Shout out to you for the hit parlay cash, and a little sweaty, but hey, Quan gets it done in the ninth. We take that. Tyler Anderson saved his worst start for me. He had 6 walks. You're not with the fact we even had a chance when he gave up 6 walks is honestly absurd, but he walked in his 4th run, which was just comical. But hey, we'll take a 1-on-1 day. We ended up not tracking the strikeout hit rate sheet, which is now what, 4 or 5 in a row. Just didn't like the slate yesterday with all the rain and the guys traveling and all that stuff. So it will be backtracked towards the record today. But Logan, let's dial in. Let's get back to our winning ways and let's continue this little bit of a mini streak we're on today. We got 3 picks today. We're not going to bet the board until we're really cooking and maybe have some back-to-back sweeps. And we really like a board that we want to bet on. But let's find the value. And Logan's got a hit parlay for you all today. So I'm going to let him take things away. Logan, who are we backing today?
Yeah, yesterday's hit parlay was sweaty. I'll admit I didn't have a lot of faith when it took the miracle that it did for Stephen Kwan. But hey, we take that any day of the week. These two names, a bit bigger names. Number 1, Shohei Ohtani to record a hit. Number 2, Bobby Witt Jr. to record a hit. Parlay them together, -116 on Fanatics. Other books, 130 on DraftKings, 121 on FanDuel. Again, pretty across the board stuff there. Let's talk about these guys because even the baseball casuals know who these two hitters are. But why I particularly like them today, Shohei Ohtani, we'll talk about him first. I mean, he hurt us 2 days ago, and whenever Shohei hurts us, I just wake up the next day and I run it back because he is the king of bouncing back with a hit in his next outing. He was the only member also of that Dodgers big three not to get a hit. Austin and I always joke, those big three, if you ever parlay them together, they are not allowed to get hits all in the same game. One of them will always let you down. You just have to try to avoid the one that goes hitless. All season long, Ohtani has only had one instance of a back-to-back game without a hit. That's why I'm on him today, because I really do like him to bounce back with a hit. He faces Griffin Canning and the Mets today. In limited at-bats, Ohtani 0 for 3 versus Canning. So again, that small sample size, I don't really mind that. Canning has been really good this season, but against lefties, that's kind of been his weakness. 261 batting average allowed, 2 lefties. That's where Ohtani should thrive today. Against righties, Ohtani hitting 277 this season, but that actually goes up to 290 when he's on the road versus a right-handed pitcher. So that's the instance today, and I think Ohtani will be able to bounce back with a hit and cash that first leg of the parlay. And then the second leg, so COS Hall of Famer, Bobby Witt Jr. We love Bobby, friend of the program for sure. We need him just to record a hit. If he wants to hit his bases today, fine. That's something I looked at, but again, we just want one hit today. He faces Pablo Lopez and the Twins today. Bobby has faced Lopez before. He's 4 for 16. That's a 250 batting average. But why I like this matchup in particular is because I like to target pitchers when they have a 5.5 hits allowed line. The books don't put a 5.5 hits allowed line for a decent starting pitcher for no reason. They normally, those are the pitchers that they're targeting to get tagged. And Pablo Lopez is one of those guys that can easily give up the several hits sort of in a row, too. I've seen that before. Against right-handed pitchers on the road this month, Bobby's hitting 296, almost 300. That's a really great batting average there. And Bobby's also coming off a 2-hit game. Why that's important is because now he's on a 3-game hit streak. And again, what I was mentioning with Stephen Kwan yesterday is that I like to catch some of these really good hitters at the beginning of their hit streaks. Because then if you do ride them up into the double-digit territory, you got a lot of value on stringing together those games. But we've seen Bobby Witt Jr. get well into the double-digit hit streak already this year. And I'm hopefully can get another double-digit hit streak, and we're catching him at the beginning of it. Because I like when guys get the multi-hit games. It really signals they're seeing the ball well. That's what hopefully Bobby Witt Jr. is doing today. And the last point of note, both these hitters today that we're backing are on the road. Guaranteed 9 innings of at-bats. We don't have to worry about needing a bottom of the ninth type hit. Both these guys should see the maximum amount of plate appearances. So I love this hit parlay today. Go do your job, Bobby and Shohei. But Austin, you got a little team total parlay. What you rolling with?
Yeah, today was a weird slate. I looked at some pitcher props, look at some earned runs props. Nothing I really love. Sometimes the first game of series can be a little bit tricky as teams kind of settle into a new stadium. Maybe they're returning from being on the road. Maybe they're coming back home or whatever, or going on the road. I looked at Sandy Alcantara to fade him, and the Angels have been red hot. But again, the Angels have been super hot on the road. Are they going to be able to continue that at home? I don't know. So instead, I end up going with two teams I'm so totally happy fading. Let's talk with both of them. We're taking the Pirates team total under 4.5 and the White Sox team total under 4.5. You parlay them together, it's plus 100 on FanDuel. Their respective lines are 3.5. White Sox more juice towards the under. Pirates about even money both ways. I like buying a run each way. I don't see either of these teams scoring 5 runs tonight, and hopefully that is the case, and then we can cash a little plus 100 parlay and get a unit back to the bankroll. I'll first touch on the Pirates, who have Paul Skeens on the bump. Now, they aren't facing Paul Skeens, but man, it feels like when he's on the bump, they don't do anything on offense. And you could argue they don't do anything much on offense for whoever's on the bump. But in fact, this season, they've only scored 5 runs once in a Paul Skeens start. Doesn't matter who the heck's on the other side. They just cannot seem to put up runs. I know there was this streak out there that they hadn't scored 5 or more runs in like, I don't even know how many straight games. It's like it's mid-April. They did end up getting to 5 runs yesterday, 2 in the bottom of the 9th. And if that's how we lose today, whatever. But again, they'll face Freddie Peralta. They've seen Peralta before, not the greatest numbers against him. And the Pirates just, let's be honest, they've been pretty bad against righties and bad in general. Over the last 2 weeks, 228 batting average with a 78 WRC plus. The WRC plus, I believe, third worst. Freddie Peralta's been good. Like I said, 2.5 ERA. Not bad. The Pirates, like I said, have been struggling, and for the most part, Peralta typically pitches pretty well, and I think he'll be able to do just that. Not great weather out in Pittsburgh as well, like mid-50s, so I'm not too worried about that. On the other side, we're fading the White Sox, who I looked at their game for the first 5 under 4.5, but then I saw Sean Burke and his expected numbers, and I was like, man, I don't want to be on the bad side of a guy getting that regression. So instead, I'll just fade the White Sox in general, who will face Tyler Mahle, who's been arguably one of the best, if not the best pitcher this year. I mean, his numbers show it this season. Mahle, a 1.47 ERA and a 0.98 whip. If you got a whip below 1, you got my attention, and he's been really good. And the White Sox on the flip side have not been good against righties, as I talked about the Pirates over the last 2 weeks. Against righties. This is a team batting 213 with a 76 WRC plus, both second worst in the majors. So look, I look at Mahle. He's been super consistent for him. This season, only one team has scored more than 5 runs in a Mahle start. Now that they're scoring 5 on him, scoring 5 in the whole game. That was the Red Sox, who ended up putting 4 on the Rangers bullpen. The Rangers bullpen got yesterday off. Everyone's well rested. Everyone's ready to go. And I'm willing to fade the White Sox if they're going to figure out how to score 5 today. So be it. I'll fade the Pirates too. Both of them together, plus 100. I think it's probably pretty similar odds on every single book between plus 100 and minus 110. So wouldn't really worry about where you're playing it. I really like this little 2-leg parlay for a unit. Let's hope they can come home. So our 2 picks, Ohtani and Bobby Witt Jr., and Pirates and White Sox both under 4.5 team total. But finally, we recap and end the video with our Dub Club hit rate sheet. We talked about it before. We've talked about it plenty of times. We didn't end up tracking it yesterday. I put in the pinned comment after looking at the slate. Too many rain, that really the rain in the Yankees game kind of caused us to postpone it. And good thing we did, because one of the guys we looked at did not come through for it, and it wasn't in that game. So we're still on a little bit of a streak here with the hit rate sheet. We post every single day. Again, you can join the Dub Club. There's a link down below. $10 off your first month. It's only $5. Get on in there. Join. Let's have ourselves a time cashing that strikeout hit rate sheet, which if it continues to cash at the rate it's been cashing, we might have to roll in a little ladder challenge later on when the NBA is done into the MLB, because it's been that good. But we'll post that in a few hours if you're in the Dub Club. We're also posting it to the COS All-Stars today. If you don't know what the All-Stars is, it's the YouTube membership. That's only $3. But if you're going to join, I would encourage you to join the Dub Club for $5 this month just to get in there, because we're not going to post it towards the All-Stars starting on tomorrow. But either way, those are our picks. We don't need to bet the board. We talked about Sandy Alcantara. I looked at fading him, but I just know the moment I fade him, he's going to figure it out. And honestly, if you look at the Angels, if they stay hot, I might be back at some of their players tomorrow, because they have just been seeing the ball. They're seeing beach balls up there. But either way, let's have ourselves a 3-0 sweep. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. My NBA video for Pacers Knicks will be live in a little bit, as well as day 4 of the ladder challenge, which hopefully we can cash and move to day 5. I'll see you guys back again in the next one. We're out of here. Peace.